talk about first, guys?
Let's start with Guardians, because I think that one came first, and that's the one I most recently watched just now.
It did, and I'll save a certain impression for the second half of the show.
Yeah, it's funny because when you mentioned it, I forgot it existed. Then I had to watch it again, and I love it so much. Just from what I've seen, is just it's nailed. It looks like it's nailing its tone. They've got the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy suits now. It's fucking crazy.
I don't know why, but every time I watch that trailer, I laugh my ass off when it just Batista on his knees going, "Screw you, spaceship."
I think they're really pushing Drax. I love it. I love it so much because he's such a great character.
Yeah, I just love. I love how they know what they're selling, and they know exactly what parts to show us. And God, Baby Groot is just perfect.
Man, I love Baby Groot.
Yeah,
it's so great.
It's good to see that Baby Groot will be just as overpowered as adult Groot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. They kind of hinted that he has the fucking mean streak too, because that he's dragging people on the floor and stuff. But
I saw this rant about a Groot in the last movie. It was it was comparing him to video game RPG roles, and they're Groot is the most overpowered thing ever. He's a healer. He has AOE. He's a tank. He does everything.
Well, it's funny because I think who's doing the Infinity War? The Duffer Brothers, right?
Russo.
No, Russo brothers.
I mean Russo brothers. Why did I say Duffer?
That'd be a weird fucking Infinity War.
I mean,
yeah.
I thought I actually thought you said the Duff Brothers. And it made me think of Duff beer.
Duff man can't breathe.
Anyways.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I was reading that.
I mean, Duffer.
That Groot is going to fight the Hulk in Infinity War, and I guess
probably.
that makes sense. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
stop having superheroes fight.
I mean,
Stan Lee made an entire career off of that, so I don't know. That and stealing other people's ideas.
No, he made an entire career out of draws. Every fight he has between heroes ends in a draw.
Right. Yeah.
There's
never a definitive answer.
With unless Thanos is manipulating somebody, I just don't see how.
Well,
even then, it feels like a cop out.
Yeah. Well, it's a common trope. When two teams meet each other, they fight. When they did Power Rangers versus Ninja Turtles, I'm pretty sure they mistook each other and fought. I might be misremembering that.
I mean, if you saw a group of mutated turtles coming at you, I would fight them.
Right. They would just look like
the Power Rangers are gonna be fighting Justice League in the comics coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
That happens. It kind of has to happen. I mean, Judge Dredd fought Batman when they first met. It's just a natural thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Batman fought Spawn.
Yeah. I don't actually know how that one ended, but I know that...
I think Batman won. I know
Dredd...
He did.
Yeah. I know Dredd kind of kicked his ass, though. So
they kind of stop fighting, and they're just oh yeah, we there's someone else we need to fight, and then it ends pretty much there.
And
at least for
also,
the comic I own.
In every single Marvel and DC crossover, Batman and Captain America keep fighting. They're why are we doing this? There's no point.
Yeah.
They
usually.
At one point, they even say that this is stupid.
Yeah. Comics, guys. Comics.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel this is definitely at bringing up Infinity War. This might be the movie that leads into Infinity War.
I don't know.
Actually, the impression I get from this trailer, and now I guess. One, Guardians, the first one was so... I mean, it was separate, but it wasn't. And this feels more so.
Yeah. I mean, so I watch a lot of movie news stuff, and I've gotten a lot of updates, and the last update I heard is that this is going to have very little to do with Infinity War. And the implication I'm getting is that Ragnarok is going to be the one that really sets up Infinity War. And this one's just going to be completely removed. Which I'm
the
fine with.
living planet.
Yeah.
Which-
Yeah.
Well, that's the most obscure thing they possibly could have done.
I just
Yeah.
love that they got that from Fox for.
Why did they own Ego? Do you know?
Probably a Fantastic Four thing. Because
Yeah.
I guess
Oh,
Fantastic Fox
Fantastic.
probably
Ego's
got...
a Thor villain, though.
Yeah, but Fox probably got a hold of all the... In getting Galactus, I have so many air quotes around their version of Galactus, it's not even funny.
They got the cosmic. Well,
They probably got a bunch of
Okay.
the cosmic stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I'm sure they didn't even know what they had until Marvel was like, fuck, we need to get Ego back from Fox.
Right. I mean,
They're just like, who?
Yeah, what?
I can't remember the exact
That's
part of the story, but they were. But the trade was Negasonic Warhead.
Yep.
Because for some reason Marvel had rights to the character. I assume it's because the character was created after the initial deal. But yeah, I bet with the Ego thing, it's like when he first appeared in Thor, he wasn't fully named or something, or that kind of thing. That is Ego, blah blah blah. He wasn't Ego, the living planet, and the first time he was called that properly was in Fantastic Four, probably.
Look, I just can't wait to see Kurt Russell
Yeah.
at the giant
As
fucking
a-
planet.
And as a giant face on a
Right.
planet.
Yep.
And also, Tango and Cash reunion, apparently, because Stallone was spotted on the set.
Yeah,
He
he
plays
was
one of the
Acid
Ravagers.
Does he really?
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. One of the dudes from Mindless Self-Indulgence is a Ravager, too.
Ew. That makes me
Yeah.
like Guardians of the Galaxy 1% less. That's how much I hate that band.
Anyway,
What else is in this trailer? Lots of Drax just
Oh,
being
yeah.
very funny.
Gamora was only in the trailer once.
Yeah, I feel like they're saving her for the second trailer when we get a lot more story details and all that.
Yeah, and no
Yeah.
Nebula either.
Yeah.
No Nebula.
As,
Or,
Con-
Oh,
as
yeah.
Connor posted on Facebook, Dave Bautista is a national treasure.
He is.
He truly is. Yeah, this one was very Rocket and Drax and Groot focused. Which is, for a first trailer, that's what it needs to be.
Yeah. That's what gets the kids excited, and all the people who don't care. They see this talking raccoon talking to a little tree baby
With a New York accent, by the way.
Yeah.
He's very Northeast Coast.
Yeah, it's funny because in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom just came out on PS4, and in that he has a British accent, and just going from this to that trailer, it's kind of
That's weird.
jarring. Yeah, it is really weird.
No, I'll tell you what's weird and wrong at the same time. The next next Marvel vs. Capcom having Captain Marvel save Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
That's just because of crossover garbage.
Also, they're trying to push Captain Marvel, hard.
They're pushing the MCU for Infinite, which honestly I don't.
Bendis
care,
is just
'cause apparently
killing
the
any
Punisher's
anticipation for that movie.
I don't know.
No, because I'll understand they're going to be totally separate things, and that this Civil War II can exist and then end and then die, and then I never want to hear about it again, and this movie will have nothing to do with it.
Yeah. I hope so. Although I do think we will have a Civil War II at some point in the movies. It won't be the same thing.
As long as it has,
I don't think it'll be
has
called Civil
very
War
little
II.
to do with this.
Well, yeah, because it would probably be Captain Marvel Civil War.
Yeah.
Captain America 5, Civil War 2.
Yeah. I still think with some events they should just call them the events and not put a character in front. I feel like they'll eventually do that, but it always seems smarter to me.
Well, especially with all the blending you're doing, the fact that they put Tony Stark. Well, we'll get to that in a little while. I don't know. My biggest takeaway was Drax, man.
Drax.
Yeah. And I have to say, being, I guess, me, Hunter, and Alan, are all wrestling fans here. Seeing Batista go from where he was to this
Blue-tista.
is a wonderful transition.
He went from Blue-tista to
Blue Tista.
The Bautista.
Bautista.
Yeah. He went
Dude,
from the
well-
spine-ripping alien in Smallville to this.
Yeah,
so
well, he also would.
I
he also-
forgot he did that.
Well, I'm also considering he came from Deacon Batista when he was in a sleeveless priest uniform carrying a donation box with a chain around his neck.
with
Yeah,
Devon
Devon.
Dudley.
With Devon, with
No, Brother
what was
Devon.
his- Brother Devon, yeah. Wrestling gimmicks, everybody.
fucking wrestling.
You know,
Also, I
it's
should
funny.
point out the year where I was actually really into wrestling. It's literally like 1 year. Batista was was pretty big for me. So
Yeah. Well, he stepped out of that and became a company superstar. And then before the Deacon thing, he had a demon gimmick called Leviathan down in their developmental territory.
Oh, he does.
Bald, he had like contacts and shit.
Yeah, he looked like if you look at a picture of it, he looks like straight out of a Hot Topic. Like,
yeah.
did they
it's-
just recycle Undertaker storyline?
No,
They
one-
have,
at
they
one
have
minute-
tried and tried and tried, and the newest one is a guy named Bray Wyatt who they just can't get right. He's dressed like De Niro from Cape Fear and talks in babbly riddles that don't make any sense because the company doesn't know how to think.
he does occasionally say something where I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Then I realize I'm kind of an edgelord.
But every other thing is like, they're lying to you, man. I've seen the truth, man. They lying to you. And then just basically different variations of that just over and over for 10 minutes.
But if he were to become an actor, I think he would kill it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mike Rotunda is very good at what he does.
Yes.
The problem
like
is-
he sells that material.
The writing is shit.
Mike Rotunda is their dad. Bray's name is Wyndham.
God damn it. What are the...
Wyndham.
Can't keep
Isn't
track of the
their
Rotunda
dad
clan.
IRS?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But going back to Bautista, he actually at no VW holiday show had a big match against Kane, and Kane actually put him over.
Oh, I remember that, yeah. But yeah, just to see where he came from then, to see him like now in James Bond movies, in this,
And Riddick.
oh god, that was probably the coolest death in recent memory.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
He gets cut in half lengthwise by a piece of bone.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, I don't have really much else to say about the Guardians trailer other than it's awesome. It's funny. It's
The music was great.
What was the name
Yeah,
of
The entire ending sequence.
the new character?
Is it Mantis?
Yeah, Mantis.
Sexual love for her.
wait.
That delivery is... It's female Mantis. Or maybe she is a male, and that's just what males look like on that planet. But yeah,
All right.
Yeah, that entire exchange between Drax, Mantis, and everybody, and Star-Lord.
yeah, it's just perfect. 'Cause, I mean, everybody's just
There's one thing though that I'm not happy about.
Oh boy.
They're pulling a Silver Age Hulk on everybody, or on Drax.
What's that?
What do you mean?
Do you mean Joe Fixit? Is that what you're referring to?
I'm talking about in the films. It's great. Drax is gray and red. In the comics, he's green and red.
Oh. Okay,
Oh.
I see what you're saying.
That doesn't bother me in the slightest.
yeah.
Well, because in the comics, Drax is bioorganic. Like he's kind of he's like a computer. Like
Yeah, and there are camera reasons for why he's gray and red. Not to get too deep into it, but if he were green and red, the camera would, even digital cameras, would automatically focus on him in the frame, even if they're focusing on somebody else, because red automatically causes the camera to focus. It just is. It's the dominant color in every frame. So having him be green and red would make the red pop out more, and the entire camera would just be Drax. You wouldn't be able to actually pay attention to everybody else. So that's definitely why he's. Yeah, there's a practical reason.
I was just about to ask why they do it for the Hulk, and I realized I'm an idiot. The Hulk CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're wondering. Anyways.
And he's just green, so yeah.
Well, originally he was gray, but then
Yeah. I mean, they could do Gray Hulk. There were rumors about that, him being Gray Hulk.
They did Gray Hulk, and they basically changed him back to green for Avengers Ultron.
Yeah.
The entire Scarlet Witch sequence he was gray, and they changed to him being green.
Eventually they're gonna need you to fix it, hopefully.
Oh God. Anyway, should we transition over to Spider-Man? Spider-Man's got a new trailer out.
Yeah.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
It's a pretty good trailer. For a lot of the same reasons, I think.
I think they nailed that song choice. I don't know the name of that song, but it nailed it. Like they nailed that.
Yeah.
who the hell is
That's
Gank? Who the hell is Gank?
Genki?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've never read Ultimates.
When I was looking for news, when I was looking for news stories, I came across multiple. It looks like him, but he's not Genki.
Talking about his friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard they're blending some Miles Morales stuff into this.
Yeah. Again, I really have no idea who the character is. So, he's a guy who's there with a...
He's an actual nerd loser.
Yeah.
Nerd loser, if you will.
That's the one thing I got from this that I've never really gotten from other Spider-Man films, is that they're immediately kind of establishing the high school outcasty nature of him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, he's in high school for, like, a few minutes in the first movie, like the first Tobey Maguire movie, and then seemingly in a breath, he is in high school and then graduates high school in Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Andrew Garfield was 28 years old when he made those movies.
Yeah.
He's 28? I think he was in his late 20s when he did those movies.
And it's funny how in the original Spider-Man movies, or the ones, the Tobey Maguire ones, Deathstroke was Flash Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Manganiello.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then he made that Magic Mike money, and then he never looked back.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
All right. That one's for ladies.
Yeah, no, I thought the trailer opens really strong. I love that bank scene, just because it's so perfect. It's exactly what you would read if you were opening up a new Spider-Man.
I also love how it's blatantly like, look, he's home.
Yeah, it's blatantly them stating like, look, he's here now.
This
guys.
movie is bleeding MCU references, and I think it's just they're basking in the glory and happiness of having him kind of back with the boys. It seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're clear. I think they're grooming him to be like the next. Like he's a big pillar. He's gonna be up there with like Iron Man and all that. Like.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's really good that they're giving him his own like area that's just his. Like he's kind of above where the Defender stuff is, because he's dealing with people who have sort of like weird alien technology that looked like somebody took a Shatari gun and they sort of manipulated it and turned it into a laser, which was really cool.
Which apparently the Tinker is in this movie, so I think he's going to come into play with like
the Tinker and Shocker.
Yeah. I guess they're sort of a duo, and my bet is that he eventually uses the Tinker the same way that Daredevil uses what's his face,
Gladiator,
Slaughter. Well, is Melvin
Melvin?
Yeah, same way he uses Melvin when he can't get Tony to give him something new. He goes to Tinkerer, and so Tinkerer probably turns into a hero by the end of the movie to some degree. But yeah, It looks really fun.
We also saw Mary Jane.
I do. Yeah, I'm less sure that she actually is Mary Jane. A lot less sure. I wouldn't be surprised
He said
if
Liz.
We're talking about Zendaya, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
He said Liz.
I think I saw an article recently that said that Zendaya was not Mary Jane, and at this point, I don't know if Mary Jane's even in the movie.
Yeah, and Zendaya isn't the one who walks by him.
That's one of the table
they
who
say
says like,
Liz. They specifically say Liz.
yeah, and
No, that's
Zendaya's
a
the one
different
who sits at
girl.
the table who says too late when they're staring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the one that calls him creepy, not the girl who walks by and they're talking about her top and stuff.
Well, I think that there are other girls in Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, like, and people forget that. So
Right.
it might be like Betty Brant or like that other girl. I can't remember her name.
Right. Here's the
I'm
thing.
honestly, I'm fine not seeing Gwen Stacy in a Spider-Man movie for a long time after the last two.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
here's
not-
the thing. She wasn't bad in those movies, but I see
No.
what you mean.
I just
No,
I don't want any ties to those films.
Right. I totally agree. Here's the thing. I'm 50-50 as to whether or not she is Mary Jane. Because why would you make her look... I'm just going to say ratty. She doesn't look like a... She looks like a very, like, a... Yeah, punk is what I would just use to describe her. Punk.
Have you ever read The Ultimates?
No.
Or The Ultimate Spider-Man? In that, she's not like the popular girl. She's like
Right.
one of Peter's friends.
Yeah.
So that could be what they're going for, or she's not Mary Jane.
Yeah. I think that they might be throwing us off. Like, make her look really, like, just normal and regular and not someone that you really pay attention to. And then at the end, have the reveal, she's all nice and she's in, like, a beautiful dress, and then her hair is just, like, bright red because she dyed it. And it is called Homecoming, so we assume that there's going to be a homecoming dance, probably at the end of the movie. So it could be all set up for a reveal. Again, I'm still 50-50 as to whether she actually is Mary Jane, but we'll know in 7 months, I think.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about Michael Keaton real quick.
All right.
Let me just get this straight as far as Michael Keaton's career trajectory goes. So Michael Keaton was Batman twice.
Yep.
And then decades later, he does a movie called Birdman, which is a parody of superhero movies, and it's kind of directly referencing his role as Batman. And then sometime later, he is playing a Birdman in a superhero movie.
I guess you're right.
Yep.
Well,
It's like a
this
Coen
casting-
Brothers movie.
This casting is
I
kind of
just
weird.
can't,
to
can't
me.
believe it.
It's kind of weird to me in a way because of who Adrian Toomes is in the comics. Like he's this elderly old man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but
This
I
I saw
don't-
actually Screen Rant point out that his outfit looks pilot inspired, where his helmet actually looks like a fighter pilot. Got the breathing apparatus, and his the feathers, I guess they said, in his jacket looks kind of like basically a bomber jacket.
Yeah. His whole vibe feels like a response to the Falcon glider and the Iron Man suit. Sort of some
It's
sort
like-
of program meant to that someone could buy privately or use in their military in case they turned against you or something.
Yeah. But like I was saying,
But he looks cool as hell. I gotta say, I really like the design.
he looks incredible. Like that, like he looks like the Vulture.
The big fucking talons he's got in his feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
That's something I noticed after a couple watches, and those are going to do some damage.
Oh yeah.
Like,
So-
but
I have
Adrian
something.
Toomes- What's up? What are you saying, Alan?
I just had something that I wanted to point out from the first Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that came out in 2002.
Yeah.
Remember when, the very beginning of the movie where
Amber. Sorry.
they went to the lab where Peter is bit?
Right.
Remember how the dude leading that was the teacher that was like the same age as all of them?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
He totally was.
That movie is that movie's a blur to me. I haven't seen it in years.
Yeah, I used
see it
to
just for Willem Dafoe alone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I take out of those movies the most is like every time Willem Dafoe even shows up for a cameo.
He is insane.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie, he's just coked out of his
He
mind.
is dialed up to 100 in those movies. I love it.
Oh yeah, he's eating the entire set. And I love every second of it.
Although I can't, and I think one of the reasons why I haven't gone back and watched that movie is because I don't think I can bear it when they get to the rooftop chat, and it's just bobbing heads with Power Rangers-esque delivery over just like no one's lips are moving, and you can actually see through Willem Dafoe's mask. His lips are not moving. And
it looks like
join me, Spider-Man, and we'll be the most powerful duo with this.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Look, my Dafoe impression sort of slided into a Stan Lee impression.
I mean, most of your impressions do slide into Stan Lee eventually.
Yeah, eventually all returns to Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Man, we gotta find someone who can do a Bob Kane impression.
Stan Lee ties the universe together.
You can try, Alan, but you never will. No one knows.
No one knows what he sounds like. No one gives a shit.
He actually sounds a lot like Dan DiDio.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
But yeah,
scene actually looks like a play, like a school play. If you go back and watch
it,
it looks bad.
It looks like shit.
Yeah.
What I mentioned before, we can get into now. This trailer was very Tony Stark heavy, which was again going to like, we're back in the MCU.
Yeah, I think those are actually my least favorite parts. All the stuff with Tony, for some reason, it just didn't. Maybe it was just the delivery. Maybe it's just the scenes aren't finished, so they're going to replace them. I didn't love any of this stuff.
I think it's just that we haven't seen enough of it.
Yeah,
I feel like the chemistry between Robert Downey Jr. and like everyone else is just you need to see more of it before you can because even in like the Avengers trailers, like I don't feel like the quips work well because I don't feel like I'm getting enough of the interactions between them.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, I don't know if you saw I guess if you saw the Manchurian Candidate comment from Civil War out of context, you wouldn't really understand it.
Yeah.
But in the movie, I think it was hilarious because only Tony Stark would refer to someone as Manchurian Candidate who's been brainwashed.
Yeah.
And then this too. Yeah, I'm glad Happy Hogan's back. I feel like he was unjustly booted out of the entire just.
I forgot he existed for a little bit.
Yeah, he gets blowed up in Iron Man 3 and then spends the rest of the movie in a hospital bed and barely does anything else. And then we haven't seen or heard from him since.
Yeah, it always bothers me how the Avengers movies and Civil War, how they treat the side characters.
Poor Pepper Potts.
Yeah. I mean, apparently she's just not going to be in the movies anymore. So
she Jodie Foster? No, who plays fucking
Pepper Potts? Or Sam.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, she's just gone.
Yeah, she's gone too. Teresa Thompson's taken that seat.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's actually a kind of a. I mean, with the exception of Peggy Carter, who's made several appearances since.
Yeah.
Between, oh damn it, Liv Tyler, Natalie Portman, and Gwyneth Paltrow, all of them just kind of got the boot eventually.
Yeah, they just fucking disappear.
And then fucking Liv Tyler's character has never been referenced since.
Yeah. And she's, as far as we know, she's the only one that could show up again. Cause I see no reason for the other ones to. And also, I guess the biggest weakness of the Thor movies is probably Natalie Portman and Hemsworth's lack of chemistry. I think they have negative chemistry in those movies, especially the second one.
Well, that's because Natalie Portman didn't want to be there. She almost quit.
That's because she's standing next to Kat Dennings, and she's saying
that is also true. And I love Kat Denning.
Yeah,
she's saying meow meow,
meow meow,
meow meow.
And then the closing shot of Iron Man and Spider-Man suited up, I thought was awesome, and that was basically what I was hoping would happen. Because I feel like if you put Tony Stark in a movie and he has more than one scene, if he doesn't suit up, you're going to let everybody down.
Yeah. I feel like
I also feel like Peter's going to get way in over his head, and then I think Tony's going to kind of step in and be like, look, like,
yeah,
this is bigger than you, and you're going to need a hand every once in a while, but probably not treat it like, it seems like he's treating him like a baby, about the trailer.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
feel like it's going to end with them on equal footing, I guess.
I hope so. I mean, yeah, I hope Spider-Man doesn't get emasculated in his own movie by an older superhero. That would be not the best.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely really excited.
I have
like
yet
Spider-Man.
to be disappointed by Marvel, so really anything they push out, I'm going to go see, and I'm going to be excited for it.
Yeah.
Even Thor.
And
Thor 2 I still kind of enjoyed on a dumb level.
I saw Thor 2 once, and then 2 days later, I was like, did I watch Thor? Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah. I mean, it's got some really cool designs.
Doctor
So
Who
that's
is
a
now.
thing. Yeah.
And there was that thing that happened, yeah. And the ending, though,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, best Portal movie ever made is the end of Thor 2. So,
Yep.
that's,
And we got lots of jokey Loki.
yeah.
Jokey Loki.
I mean, Loki kills it in everything. So,
Yeah,
And
'cause
we-
he's Tom Hiddleston. And Tom
Yeah.
That
Hiddleston
fucking Captain America bit in the second movie killed me.
Yeah.
God bless
behind the
America.
scenes on that's the best. Yeah, because the fact that he wasn't even there and they just put his face over Tom Hiddleston, that's the best part for me.
Did they really?
Yeah, they just CGI'd his face because he couldn't shoot. He was they were shooting in Scotland, and he was in Atlanta at the time. So they just shot his face in Atlanta and his upper chest and hair and stuff. And
Oh my God! Yeah, there's Tom Hiddleston wearing a Captain America costume. That is.
yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah. So, like Spider-Man, was there? What news did everybody want to talk about since we're here?
I wanted to talk about Marvel vs. Capcom a little bit more because I had something to say about it.
Alrighty.
Well, I know this isn't really a video game show, but Marvel vs. Capcom is very important because Marvel recently has been doing mobile games, and I think this is the start of maybe them branching out a little bit, and I'm hoping that Capcom's such a big developer, and I feel like Marvel needs that kind of, and they need
Marvel's
to stop.
game. Okay, let's be real. Marvel has not produced a single worthwhile, excluding Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel has not produced a single worthwhile game since Spider-Man: Web of Shadows.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God someone agrees that is.
Web
a
of
good
Shadows. Okay.
Web of Shadows is fantastic, and I will fucking physically fight anyone who says otherwise.
The whole
Yeah.
the console port of Web of Shadows is very good. But as I was saying, most of that is due to them partnering with Activision, and
Right.
Activision shits out games left and right, and sometimes they hit and sometimes they don't because
Well, they
Yeah.
partnered up. Well, the problem was they also partnered up with Sega for their movie tie-ins, and historically speaking, movie tie-ins are half-cooked, steaming piles of garbage every time because they're not made.
They don't put it in effort because
They're not. Yeah, they're not made for quality. They're made for quick cash, and they're always just
they're the
garbage,
cash in program.
broken, cheap cash in. Just
The
fucking
Captain America one
garbage
was
bear.
good.
Yeah, and the Wolverine Origins is better than
Wolverine
the movie.
Origins is
yeah, that's the rare one.
that's
only
the
'cause that
bizarre
fucking
exception that game is
visual
amazing.
healing aspect was so damn cool.
Yeah.
But
I could see Wolverine's chest close up from getting ripped apart by a machine gun.
what Marvel needs to do, I think, is they need to maybe not Japan, Capcom. They can keep doing Marvel vs. Capcom, but they need to They have Insomniac doing Spider-Man.
Or here's a better. Before you even say it, stop canceling games.
They need to stop doing that.
Stop canceling games.
And they can. I can't believe I'm saying this right now. They can keep releasing DLC if they want, but because they need to I know that sounds shitty of me to say, but they need to keep the rosters of these games. They need to keep them full because their characters are their main selling point.
And then let's compare DC. DC has DC Universe Online, which is still going and still has a very solid player base, and it's constantly updated. Yeah, they've had 4. I'm counting Arkham Origins because it's great. 4 successful Batman games, and their mobile games are pretty fun. And then I played the Marvel MMO for about a day, and then I was like, cool, I get to jump in, and because I just played DC Universe Online, I was like, cool, I get to jump in and make a Marvel character. Oh, they gave me Captain America, and there's another Captain America, and there's another Captain America. Oh, look, a 5th Captain America.
Because that game's supposed to be like Diablo.
Those games are, but this goes back to this. You know what those best part of those games are? Every Marvel hero is almost there. They're they're adding new characters every day. So basically, what I wanted to say was that I really hope that Marvel kind of picks up in this aspect, because this is a very good step in a good direction, that they need to start diversifying and maybe coming to some American developers. And
I'm going to predict a game right now. Lego Spider-Man.
Okay. Lego Spider-Man?
Okay, that's the one things I forgot about those entirely. Lego Avengers was fantastic.
I have that game on my Xbox, and it's
I counted
one of my
favorite
games.
15 shawarma gags that were all funny.
Yeah, and you know what? If that's the route they want to go, they can do it. If they want to do Skylanders or something, they could probably pull it off.
They had something like that. It was called Disney Infinity.
Yeah.
Don't fucking.
That was what I was going to get to next. When I said Marvel needs to stop canceling games, Disney needs to stop treating their video game division like shit.
Yeah, give John Vignacchi a job.
Disney closed up basically all their video game studios. They dismantled the LucasArts game division. So that's their that's the big problem too. Is that Disney has no idea what to do with their video game front.
Yeah,
they just license their shit out.
Yeah, they do. They're fucking awful. But Epic Mickey 1 is such a great game.
Have not played it.
You should.
I'm just waiting for Ultimate Alliance 3. So where's that?
God,
gimme. You mentioned that because those ports came out and they were not great.
I heard they were busted.
They're pretty busted. I mean, they fixed most of the problems. I've been playing through Ultimate Alliance 2 piecemeal, and I haven't run into too many things. But Jesus Christ, they need to pick up the slack, because I can't. I want my fucking Iron Fist game, and I want my Daredevil game. I want all these fucking obscure shit games.
Yeah, I would love a double dragon skin that's Luke Cage and Danny Rand. Make that happen, guys.
Cool.
And
you know what? They could ship one of those out, and people would still buy it.
Dude, Pat, look, give it to Double Fine. Those people who made the Contra 4.
Yeah.
That company who just basically we just make 2D side scrollers.
Yeah, they're fucking amazing. I'm just saying,
yeah,
this coming out is really makes me hopeful, because I want Marvel video games.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Should we transition over to this the Batman stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, before we do that, I have two things to say on the video game comic front. The last episode of Batman the Telltale series comes out on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And
and Telltale's doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
yes.
That was it.
Yeah. That actually looks pretty good.
I hope that opens some doors.
I'm so tired of Telltale games, but I'll probably...
You shut your mouth.
Well, you know what, Connor? I say that every time one comes out, and then I end up playing it.
And you're like, this is fantastic. I don't know what I was talking
then I'm like, I love this. Why did I say I hated this?
Like Netflix.
I play Walking Dead. I'm tired of Telltale Wolf Among Us comes out. This is a masterpiece.
Like Netflix and their binge watching. I'm literally holding Batman the Telltale series season pass disc, so I can binge play all 5 episodes.
Yeah, I'm not playing it until it all comes out. I did the same thing with Walking Dead. And
I'm just gonna buy the season pass once it finishes.
So, speaking of Batman, however, I guess some news broke today, yesterday, today. I don't even know.
It was earlier this morning.
Yeah, I'm seeing December 9th.
DC's shooting schedule continues to be a big giant.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
That was Tim Allen.
It was.
Yeah. They moved up their Batman film.
It couldn't be more apparent that they're like, oh my god, we need Batman.
Yeah. They're moving it up to celebrate his 80th anniversary. Yeah, that's the reason. That's it.
Probably because that movie's going to be the only good one out of all of them.
I mean,
it's probably because like Batman's the most bankable and reliable, I guess, like star out of I mean, like Man of Steel was met with the most polarizing response I've ever seen. Which is immediately coming off the heels of the Nolan trilogy, which is like Nolan made so much money off that movie instead of Warner Brothers that they could just stop making movies. Also, just widely praised and universally loved.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, so even with the catastrophe that was Batman and Robin, there are more good Batman films than there are any other DC character.
Well, I mean, Green Lantern failed. Superman Returns basically was bailed on.
Yeah.
Man of Steel had to be followed up by a movie featuring Batman, just seemingly to earn back some good grace.
Yeah. I mean, part of me thinks that Man of Steel is... It's that classic Hollywood thing of, oh, well, this worked that one time we did it with that one character. Let's just do the exact same thing again.
Grimdark.
And I think that they took the wrong lessons from that. What they took from that was, oh, well, people just don't like the character, Superman. Instead of...
So let's put him in a world where no one likes him.
That is the most false statement I've ever heard in my life.
Right. So instead of saying, okay, well, maybe we should actually make a Superman movie in which Superman acts like Superman.
Or he fucking smiles.
Let's just put Batman in it. Because Batman is like the bacon of the world, or chocolate. I've always maintained that, to me, Batman is chocolate. Even people who don't love chocolate still like chocolate.
Yeah, like
people will go see a Batman movie no matter what's in it. You can have Batman fight I don't know. You can have him do whatever, and people will flock to theater to go see a Batman movie.
They could make Schindler's List 2, right?
Why go there?
Hold on, I'm going somewhere with this.
Nope, I'm putting my headset down. I am done. Here it is. Putting it down, walking away.
We found Connor's breaking point.
No, okay. Can I please finish my point? Because I have a point.
Okay, I want to hear this. I want to hear where this is going.
It's a terrible example, but say, I don't know what studio put out Schindler's List, but say tomorrow they come out and say, we're making a sequel to Schindler's List, and there's going to be Batman in it. Would you at least think for a second, maybe...
Okay, here's the thing. There's a version of this where I would say yes. And here's why. It's that alternate universe in the Justice League cartoon where the Nazis won. And a character from Schindler's List shows up, but he isn't named the same, but he's very obviously the same character.
Yes.
No one else would go see...
No, look. You've all got this wrong. It's an Elseworld tale. And Bruce Wayne doesn't become Batman. Oskar Schindler's great-great-grandson is in the alley that night with his parents, and a neo-Nazi shoots his parents. And then
Okay.
Oscar Schindler
So,
the third
but
turns out to be Batman.
My point was that
I am going to hell.
if they were to make a movie that we all didn't want and they put Batman
Right.
in it, would you think for at least a second, maybe I want to see this movie?
No.
Oh, definitely. No, okay. If they announced that they were doing Batman versus Dracula, I'd go see it.
Sold.
Yeah, that actually.
Only for the off chance of me seeing Batman turn into a vampire for 90 minutes?
Yes. Like, if you put Batman in it, even if it's terrible.
Just so I can see Batman literally turn into bats.
Right.
Fly away.
Like that.
Christ.
Like, there's so many...
I was still
Hey,
having
Connor,
a
have you not
I'm
seen
sorry.
Justice League Gods and Monsters? Batman's
I haven't.
a
It's good.
vampire.
Yeah. Or if you've ever
Kirk
seen...
Langstrom.
Yeah. There's also the Batman animated cartoon movie that they did, which is actually really good. The Batman, underrated animated series, I'd say.
Hell,
But yeah,
Batman
that
was
one-
a vampire in Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. It was fun. Yeah. Batman and vampires is always fun. Just
Yeah.
He
As an
even
idea.
fought a vampire in the comics.
yeah. I mean, there's
Okay.
there's Elseworld story.
I
about
read the comic where he becomes a vampire, and I think at the end of it, Gordon blasts him with sunlight and kills him or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, like you said, that idea would be stupid if that was like Green Lantern or something. Like,
it. Right. Yeah. Although
But-
I do think eventually Wonder Woman would have worked on her own.
yeah,
I think she was always going to work. I think that an executive just needed to greenlight the movie and pick the right script.
Well, there was a joke from a few years ago where, like, 'cause I think there was some quote floating around when Warner Brothers was like, no, Wonder Woman's just such a weird idea, and then Marvel was like, here's a talking raccoon with a bazooka.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, yeah. Also, like, you don't need to go into her origin story. You could do a Wonder Woman movie where you don't talk about what she is. You
Yeah.
don't explain her at all. You just say she's superpowered and she fights for good.
She's a badass.
She can beat up Superman. Like, we don't...
Yeah.
Why is this such an inapproachable idea? She's awesome.
Yeah. And then in the second one, you go deep into her origin. But no, they had to wait till they were building their universe. And I'm fine with this new one just going balls deep into her origin story. Just like Amazons fighting German soldiers. I almost said
Yeah,
Nazis, but they're
fucking
not
breaking
Nazis.
rifles on her back.
Yeah, like just...
I think it's fine doing an origin story with Wonder Woman because I think she's been away from... Well, this is her first movie by herself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
there
the
was
only-
the animated movie in 2009.
Yeah.
How many people even know she's an Amazon? Like,
I
people
feel
just
like...
Okay,
name
better
Wonder Woman.
question. How many people actually know what an Amazon is?
True. Like,
True. I mean, like, because it's like her only iconic appearance, her only one, is Linda Carter. That's
Yep.
it.
And that show has
like-
been basically swallowed up by, like, kind of jokey nostalgia where everybody kind of points out how goofy it is.
Right, and there was another show before that. There was another one that was played more of a comedy. It was actually the same producers of Batman 66, and that one just blew up, just went into
Linda
flame.
Carter, right?
No, that one wasn't Linda Carter. It was before, and it was closer to when 66 came out. It was when 66 was actually doing well,
Huh.
because Linda Carter's in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Linda Carter, I mean, like, it was like the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk show and the Wonder Woman show kind of existed side by side, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bionic Man and Bionic Woman were sort of
Yeah.
superheroes for that generation almost. But yeah, like, I mean, and I remember when they first announced the Wonder Woman movie and people were showing the posters, and they do this every couple years. They make the meme where, you know, all the Batmans lined up next to each other, all the Supermans lined up, and it's like, there's like 12 for all of them. And then you just see Wonder Woman, and it's literally just Linda Carter. And
Yep.
then they have a bunch of animated characters. So yeah, it's kind of terrible. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna come around to Superman being well done again, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. This whole DC universe, I feel like if it doesn't if it doesn't do what Warner wants it to do, they will just start doing Batman movies, and that's all they'll do. They'll
that, or I feel like at least this
They'll
is
do Crisis and then reset.
No, not even that. I'm just hoping they'll just like cast everyone off to TV and just let CW have everything.
I would love that.
They already got Superman. Like they already got one out of the three.
I feel like the more likely thing is, though, because Harley Quinn is like a giant character, what might happen is we just have movies about Gotham characters. The Bat family just becomes even bigger. Suddenly, Dick Grayson. Yeah, like occasionally, the wider DC verse comes out. But I mean, hey, in this situation that I'm suggesting, we potentially get a Batgirl movie. So I'm not against that either. Chances of that happening right now in this version of the DCU, very, very small. So,
Well, in this version of the DCU, I'm sure Batgirl has not been paralyzed, but has probably something else awful happened to her.
Right, well, in the Zack Snyderverse, not only was it insinuated that she was assaulted, it will be confirmed, and then we'll see it on screen for 10.
Oh, God, and Jared Leto's going to be there, and I'm going to want to shoot myself in the mouth.
Oh, God, you're right, it's going to be Jared Leto. It's going to be 15 times as creepy. No. Oh, my God. Whoever they cast.
And then Jesse Eisenberg is putting a Jolly Rancher to so.
God, the DC universe is creepy.
Okay,
I mean,
I have
the Snyderverse is the rapiest at this point.
Let's go somewhere better. Let's go to the Marvel universe.
Oh my
God! I have two more pieces of news. Spider-Man Homecoming sequel gets a 2019 release date.
Already?
Of course.
And Spider-Man Homecoming's Tom Holland secretly enrolled in NYC high school.
Oh.
So he's like a 20-year-old, 21-year-old who had to go back to high school. And that's really creepy.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And he went to British high school, so he's probably like learning what he learned in...
Wait, he's British?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What the
So he's learning what he learned in 6th grade because our high schools are terrible.
Let me tell you something about Disney, Marvel, and British people. How they hide these people throughout their movies.
That's fucking weird.
John Boyega, totally British.
Yeah.
Oh, I know John Boyega is British because I've seen Attack the Block, but
British and Nigerian, but yes. Yeah, it's weird, and his Queen's accent, as far as I can tell, is perfect. So
next you're gonna tell me Chris Evans is British.
No,
that would be weird.
I wouldn't be surprised though if you told me he was Canadian, just based off of interviews and stuff like that.
Tom Holland looks like he's 9 years old, so it actually works.
Yeah. So I do have a piece of news. It's not directly related, but it is. It's related to the topic of our show normally.
Oh man, I want to buy this.
Greg Berlanti is directing a Little Shop of Horrors remake. For those who don't know, our bread and butter on this podcast, Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Greg Berlanti is the reason that we are doing this podcast right now. There is no podcast if he doesn't write the initial Green Lantern script. That script gets taken away from him, and he says, okay, I have to make up for this. I have to undo the sin that I've released into the world.
Put back this horror that I've unleashed upon the world.
So we're going to do it, and we're going to do it right this time. But yeah, so he's doing Little Shop of Horrors. I'm in. I'm the person who said last time, I think, I don't care about musicals. Not really my thing, but everything I've seen from Berlanti, other than that Green Lantern movie, is gold, as far as I can tell.
I'm hoping that we use the original restored ending to Little Shop of Horrors, where we have a giant musical number about plants taking over the world.
I mean, I've never seen Little Shop of Horrors.
What?
Yeah, so I've only seen. I saw a. What was it? Was it college? Yeah, no, I saw a college play of it, and it's the musical version, and it does have that ending where everything goes to hell and the plants win. It's great. It's kind of fun and campy and weird.
I love Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, I love it. I love it too. I still need to see the movie, but yeah. I don't know. The design of the monster is iconic. We all know it. Even we see it, and we might not know what it's from, but I've known that design since I was a little kid. So I'm in. Again, Riverdale looks awesome. Supergirl looks awesome. Flash is awesome. Arrow's awesome. Blah 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 blah. It's all awesome.
My 2 cents on Riverdale is a little weird because my experience with Archie has always been these like bubblegum, bright, happy, super like sanitary, saccharine kind of comics. In passing, I never sat down and read Archie. This trailer comes out, I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
My cat is named after Archie comics, so...
I guess my experience with Archie is different, because my experience is the cartoon that they did. I don't know, Alan, you might know. They did a cartoon, it was on Fox. I don't know if it was a Saturday thing, but I know that it did air weekdays early in the morning. And it was kind of like a Scooby-Doo meets X-Files type of thing. And it was basically like the Archie characters, and every week there would be like a classic monster would show up. Like, so there's an episode where the creature from the Black Lagoon shows up, but guess what? It's a shapeshifter who turns into a girl and abducts Archie because she is so in love with Archie.
Everyone's in love with Archie, though.
Yeah, so it's one of those, like, it was very dark and kind of creepy, at least in the theme song. And so for me, like, Archie is that. And also the new Sabrina comic books, which are fucking amazing. And part of my...
And, like, I heard about the last slate of Archie comics I heard was, like Archie was dead, and, like, they're doing with the apocalypse, and I think at some point... Like, there was an Archie versus Predator comic at some point, I think.
Yeah.
Connor, do you have Comixology Unlimited?
I do not.
Get a trial. Read Afterlife with Archie, Volume 1. It's Archie...
Comixology Unlimited is so worth it.
Archie and gang meets zombies.
Yeah. And then also read the Sabrina series. It's so long in development, but it's definitely
also Archie versus Predator is on Unlimited as well.
You're adding Stop adding to my backlog, okay? It's getting ridiculous.
It's just Jughead is the first one that goes there. I said it.
Yeah,
You don't understand.
Yeah.
All right, Hellboy.
But part of why I'm excited for Riverdale is I'm fairly sure, and I'm probably completely wrong, I'm fairly sure I saw Sabrina. And if I see a girl with white hair in this show, even in the background, I am going to freak out because I've just become like super obsessed with this character, and I will freak out as much as I will freak out if they ever hint at Swamp Thing in the CW verse. That is the level of excited I will be if they even hint at Sabrina. She has become like top 5.
Sabrina is this weird phenomenon in comics where I went from never hearing about her, and then all of a sudden everyone just telling me to read Sabrina.
Yeah, how do you think I feel with my only experience being that TV show with What's-Her-Face?
Oh yeah, Melissa Joan Hart.
I forgot they did that.
Yeah, I grew up with that show.
With Salem, the Chatty Cat comedy relief puppet.
Yep.
Remember when they crossed over with Boy Meets World?
No.
Oh, God,
no,
that
I
happened,
don't.
didn't it?
It
Oh
fucking
my
happened.
God.
Yeah, they did.
Wait a second.
Hell, Sabrina was on Boy Meets World.
Yeah, she was as a different character.
No,
God.
she was playing Sabrina.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I remember
Eric
she showed up before... I don't know. I haven't seen Boy Meets World in so long.
Was that the episode with the slasher movie villains?
No, that was the episode. That was the episode where Jack's girlfriend was a witch, played by the older sister from Full House.
There was an episode of Boy Meets World where there's a dude in a scream mask, and I don't remember anything about it.
It's Sean.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it
Boy
freaked me out as a kid.
Meets World did some weird stuff. Like, this might have been a dream I had as a child, or this was an episode, but I believe there's one where a guy gets eaten by an alligator.
What the fuck?
Like, it's really fucking weird and really surreal in that episode. I might just be dreaming that.
Pretty sure Boy Meets World also featured, like, lots of wrestlers like Vader.
No,
Yeah,
Vader was the only wrestler on there.
Vader was, what's-his-face's dad?
Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie's dad.
God, okay, we've gone down a real
Yeah,
rabbit hole.
I would say now we're talking about Boy Meets World. I think we're done.
Yeah. Hey, we cracked that hour mark. Wish we had someone to do a real outro.
Before we do the outro, we should plug our things, and I want to give credit to Eric Dudley for creating our theme song that we use every week that you might have noticed. I feel bad because the past couple episodes I keep forgetting to acknowledge that he made it, but that was Eric the Dud. You can find his SoundCloud page and his Facebook page and all that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna link to that in the notes from now on because if you've been looking at the WordPress page, it is in there. New theme song by Eric Dudley. But yeah, definitely check him out. Give him some love. Tell him how much you love it. Yay!
Yay! Follow me on Twitter, Wester Commander.
I'm on Twitter at Davenport.
I'm on Twitter at DAlmir.
I'm on Twitter as AAHaro. You can also follow at Los Haro. Los as in LOS, the Spanish version of because the Haro was already taken. There you can read all the news and the reviews and the movie stuff.
Maybe you might see some more people writing there soon.
Right. My
review of the latest Flintstones issue went up.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Lost Haro on all your different social media places and things. The Facebook is the most updated because it's just the easiest update. But Lost Haro, just about everywhere, or just lostharo.wordpress.com.
And of course, find the Phantom Zone group. The Phantom Zone, we're pretty much the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.